Pastel de Nata are a booming pastry tart in the UK, and I'm going to show you how to make it. I first came across these when I was working with Curtis from Love Island at my first job at Costa Coffee.
I know, and I also want to be the person that gets up and makes everyone a coffee so everyone's ready for the morning. Bruh!
And for those of you that don't know, a Pastel de Nata is a Portuguese puff pastry custard tart with a lovely layer of custard which is caramelized on the top, kind of blistered, and that's pretty good. It has a really nice crisp surface, but nice and oozing on the inside. So if you're not subscribed to TTFG, make sure you do that. And one thing left, let's get cracking. Alright people, so it's time to create the perfect little Pastéis de Natas you'll ever see on YouTube. Portugal is famous for producing one of the best footballers of a generation, inspiring the owners of Nando's to develop a Portuguese cuisine to the British public. And then there's 14-year-old me on my rugby tour to Lisbon. I used to think I was so jacked back then. Look how much I'm puffing out my shoulders and chest. I never saw that Rodrigo guy again. He was our tour guide, he was an absolute legend. Anyway, let's create our lemony custard. This part is split into two sections. First, the sugary syrup. Grab a saucepan and add in sugar, water, a splash of vanilla extract, sliced lemon zest, and a cinnamon stick. Bring this to the boil and simmer until our thermometer reads around 100 to 110 degrees C. In the meantime, bring out a second saucepan and add a load of milk and flour, followed by a sprinkling of salt. Whisk this vigorously on a medium heat for about 7 minutes. But to reiterate, do not stop whisking, otherwise TTFG will be mad at you. Remove both the syrup mixture and the milk mixture off the heat and let it cool. Then, extract 6 egg yolks, which I failed massively at it on my first attempt. Make sure you use a standard water bottle to squeeze out the egg yolks. Whisk this into the cooled down milk mixture, followed by the syrup mixture as well, until it's combined all together. Grab a jug and a mini sieve, and carefully sift out those lumpy bits of flour, egg, as well as the pieces of lemon and cinnamon. Now we're going to create our pastry discs, but first we're going to use this pack of pre-rolled puff pastry. I would create my own, but I'm a bit short of time, but I will do a video of that very soon. Grab our pre-rolled puff pastry, open it up and slice it down the middle to create 2 large rectangles. Place one sheet over the other and tightly roll the pastry. The tighter you roll it, the flakier the layers of the pastry. Now here is where I became an airhead for 10 minutes. I had an actual mare trying to cut this dough into 12 equal slices. For someone who works in finance, this was embarrassing AF. After so much deliberation, my sister and I brought out a tape measure and sliced these into 12 2cm slices. Place one piece of pastry into a relatively well-oiled muffin tray, and repeat. Dip your fingers in a ramekin of water and press your thumb down to form a pastry well, pushing the dough around the surface to create a cup. The dough cup should just about touch the top of the muffin well. Then, grab our custard and pour this into each of the pastry cups, about 3/4 full, because it's going to rise anyway. Bang this into a 250 degrees preheated oven for 12 to 15 minutes, or until you get a brown and blistered custard surface. Just look how much they've risen. I'm honestly so excited to try these out. Finally, you want to dust sweet cinnamon onto the surface of each of the Pastel de Natas and plate them up. I think this calls for slow-mo time. Okay, these look insane. Just have a look at this. Look at that. The cinnamon on top. And what I like is that, you know, when it first came out of the oven, like the custard was quite high, and that worried me a bit because you have to have that sunken effect. But what happens is if you let it sit for about 20 minutes, it produces these nice, like, you know, Mars looking surface, you know, yeah, a very desert-like surface, and it's got a really cool blisters all over, which is what I wanted. Puff pastry is held really well by oiling. I smashed it.
Really?
Yeah, I smashed that. Oh my.
It's held up really well.
Held up really well. Oh my god.
Is it good? Like,
That cinnamon, game changer. Definitely has cinnamon to it. Wow. Just everything about it. The flakiness of the puff pastry, even though I didn't make it, but I will do that in future, by the way. Yeah, the flakiness of it. The custard, insane. The lemon slices that I put in there, that adds another level of flavor in there. And yeah, the blistered top just finishes it off. So yeah, really nice. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to TTFG for loads of food content, and I'll see you next time.